A very warm welcome to one and all. This year's Asia for Animals Conference 2021, co-hosted by Blue Cross of India or BCI and the Federation of Indian Animal Protection Organizations FIAPO, takes great pleasure in welcoming you to a unique platform, a virtual platform that has been designed to facilitate in-depth discussions, quality exchanges, and meaningful interactions aimed at serving the purpose of the greater good. In this case, the rights and welfare of animals across Asia and the world. Besides the platform, we are honored to have a plethora of trending topics that will be addressed by esteemed speakers who have made their mark in their respective domains. We are also pleased to inform you that our speakers will not only address matters that matter the most and hence need urgent addressing, but also encourage food for thought for weaving customized solutions for the most pressing challenges. We wish to also thank our sponsors, Animal Guardians, Animal People Inc., Animal Protection Denmark, Animals Asia Foundation, Four Paws International, Humane Society International, International Fund for Animal Welfare, International Animal Rescue, RSPCA UK, SPCA Hong Kong, Sarawak SPCA, and World Animal Protection for their unconditional support, encouragement, and motivation. Once again, thank you. Our exhibitors in alphabetical order: Compassion in World Farming, Eurogroup for Animals, Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries, Plant-Based Consulting China, Pro-Veg Grants Program, World Federation for Animals. They are waiting to meet you eagerly. We invite you to interact with them during the breaks. And to begin the proceedings of day one of the conference, it is our honor to invite Dr. Chinny Krishna, founder, Blue Cross India, and Chairman Emeritus FIAPO, to present the opening address. Dr. Chinny Krishna is a chemical engineer by training, an industrialist by profession, and an animal activist by passion. He is the recipient of two highest national awards for animal welfare, the Prani Mitra and the Jeev Daya Puraskar, as well as several international awards, including the Winsome Constance Kindness Award and the Lifetime Achievement Awards of the Middle East Network for Animal Welfare, the Martin Trust, and the Venu Menon Trust for Animal Welfare. He has also been the former Vice Chair of the Animal Welfare Board of India for 3 terms and member of the Committee for the Purpose of Control and Supervision of Experiments on Animals of the Government of India. Dr. Chinny Krishna is best known as the architect of the Animal Birth Control Program for street dogs, started well over 55 years ago in Chennai. He has also been the trustee of WSPA from 2004 to 2016, and elected fellow of the Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers and the Institute of Engineers India, and a former member of the faculty of the Indian Institute of Technology, or IIT. Sir, over to you to do the honors.
Namaste. It's my honor and privilege to deliver this keynote address and welcome to you all. Asia for Animals Conference in the last 20 years has become the largest gathering of animal welfare activists from all over Asia and many other parts of the world. And may I, on behalf of the organizers, extend to all of you a very warm welcome. As a member of both the organizers, the Blue Cross of India and FIAPO, it is with very, very special feeling that I stand here before you. I only wish that I could have greeted each of you in person, but this pandemic has taught us how uncertain things can be. This is the second AfA conference I've been involved with as a host. As a co-founder of the Blue Cross of India in 1964, it is wonderful to see at first hand the growth of the animal welfare organizations in Asia, in India, and the rest of the world over the last 57 years. In the meantime, the Blue Cross of India has grown to be arguably the most active animal welfare organization in the country. In a way, it was Asia for Animals that inspired us in India to get all the animal welfare groups together. From early 2006, Erica Abrams of Animal Aid in Udaipur, Rajasthan, Arpin Sharma and I had many phone calls to get the framework going about setting up an animal welfare umbrella organization in India. On January 10th, 2007, immediately following the Asia for Animals conference in Madras, hosted by the Blue Cross, the Indian delegates met and discussed this and worked out the framework for which was registered in 2010 as the Federation of Indian Animal Protection Organizations. As the founder trustee of FIAPO, I am proud of the way FIAPO has grown, and we have now 145 member organizations. In unity, there is indeed great strength, and we must remember that no one of us is as powerful and strong as all of us together. And it is therefore with much respect that I look back to the great strides we have made from the first AfA held in 2001 in Manila. Each subsequent conference has seen a larger number of countries with a larger number of delegates coming in. Due to the pandemic sweeping the world during the last 15 months, this edition of the conference is being held virtually for the first time. A pandemic has affected AfA earlier. The conference in Hong Kong in 2008 was postponed twice due to SARS. Which brings us to another point. Every pandemic since the flu epidemic of 1918, including Ebola, SARS, swine flu, the Middle East respiratory syndrome, the mad cow disease and its human variant CJD, and COVID, has resulted from the raising and killing of animals for food. And as long as this kind of intensive raising of animals and the wet markets exist, I'm afraid that we will see such pandemics occurring with greater frequency. When the film Contagion was released in 2010, a good friend of mine, Philip Wolin in Australia, remarked, "Contagion is not just a movie, it's a documentary about an event that hasn't happened yet." What prophetic words, which many of us are too blind to realize. Going back to Manila AfA in 2001, I must confess that it was a great learning experience. I was virtually forced to go there by Kim Bartlett of Animals People Forum, and I returned to India after meeting some truly remarkable people. Too many to individually name in this brief keynote, but I must mention two. One is Jill Robinson of Animals Asia Foundation, to whom I spoke about the pet therapy program that the Blue Cross had been running for many years in schools with special learning children. A few months later, Jill Robinson landed up in India to help us know how to correctly assess animals which we could induct into this learning program. And we were very touched when Jill Robinson allowed us to use the Dr. Dog insignia in our program. The second person that we, also in Manila, I had the pleasure of meeting John Werabun, with whom Kim and I had long discussions on vegetarianism and veganism. John was sure that things would get much worse before they got any better, and that prophecy has certainly been accurate. In China, for example, in 1960, the per capita annual consumption of meat was 5 kilograms per year. With rising incomes, this figure went steadily upwards, and in 2018, the average Chinese ate 50 kilograms of meat per year. One cannot really comprehend the number of animals raised and slaughtered in terrible conditions since then, nor the number that will be killed and slaughtered going forward. Since 2018, China has had a large growth in the number of plant-based foods available there. Our hopes now rest mainly on cell-cultured meat and dairy, and on the growing consumption of high-quality plant-based products. But it's slow going, as you all know. Ironically, China may eventually pull ahead of the rest of the world in transitioning away from animal-based agriculture. And while it is true that many of us would find it uncomfortable to see synthetic chicken or any other animal part on our plates, this is certainly going to make the switch over for non-vegetarians to plant-based foods much easier for those trying to make the change. I was invited to Manila mainly to speak on the then 35-year-old program of the Blue Cross of India, the Animal Birth Control Program, the first such program for street dogs in any part of the world. We called it the ABC program to convey to the authorities that control of the street dog population was as simple as ABC. Of course, the program still uses surgical methods, but in Manila 20 years ago, there was much talk received with great excitement about non-surgical methods to replace surgery. Sadly, to the best of my knowledge, we are far away from this goal even today. It took the Blue Cross of India over 30 years of struggle to get the Corporation of Madras to stop the over 100-year-old catch and kill program, which was supposedly done to control not just the street dog population, but also the incidence of rabies in human beings. Chennai was the first city in India to stop the barbaric electrocution of dogs and go for the ABC program in 1996. In 1996, there were approximately 120 human deaths from rabies, and at least 135 animals per day were being killed in the corporation dog pound. Within 14 years of starting this program, in June 2010, Chennai was declared rabies-free because we had had no rabies cases for 3 successive years. Based on the success seen in Madras and in Jaipur, where Help and Suffering had started a similar program 15 years ago, the government of India banned the killing of dogs as a method of population control and replaced it nationwide with an ABC program. The WHO, OIE, and the FAO have all declared that the ABC program is the only humane way and viable way of controlling the street dog population. And in an unintended compliment to the Blue Cross of India, all of them now refer to what they used to call the CNR or the TNR program as the ABC program. The ABC program in India, in addition to stopping the killing of street dogs by the municipalities, has proved that control of rabies in humans is speeded up when a mass anti-rabies vaccination program is coupled with an ABC program. In many parts of the world, it was the fear of rabies which resulted in the prejudice against street dogs. This is one of the reasons why having dogs as companion animals has seen such an upsurge in recent years. I'm sure all of you will have a great 2 days ahead of you with a number of outstanding speakers and panels. Once again, a very warm welcome to this edition of Asia for Animals. And I will end this with a truly ancient prayer from this ancient land. May all that lives be without suffering. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chinny Krishna, for those wonderful words of encouragement that hold such deep meaning. We are thankful to you and the Blue Cross of India for the support extended in organizing this year's Asia for Animals conference. Thank you once again.